Hello and welcome back to Take Refuge 3D with me, Peter, and my raspy voice. I've got a little bit of a cold, so many apologies. Now, you may remember a few weeks ago, about a month or so back, I did this video on creating bulging surfaces in Plasticity. And we came up with a few different solutions. I think I might have made this one afterwards with some bizarre surfacing. But we got some pretty good results, and I'd found different solutions online, and I just sort of wanted to put them all in one place. And you may remember that I got all these different bulges, but I wasn't quite happy with them. If we put the zebra stripes on, you can see that they've all got slightly different curvature. And I think I said I wanted to like sort of combine these two and get something between those two for my CRTV. Now, I asked everybody at the time, what do you think a good solution would be? And a few of you came back with answers, and they're very good answers. And I have tried all of these options, and they're all very, very good options. So thank you for those. And if you wanted to go back and watch the old video on how to make these different surfaces, particularly this one's quite useful in loads of cases, not just these kind of monitor screens, go back and watch the old video. Somebody else mentioned that someday I'll have to produce a sequel. It seems like someday is today. The Bulgeoning 2 is coming to a cinema now, because somebody a couple of weeks ago, and I just tried this out now, suggested this solution. And what I hadn't occurred to me was to actually look up how CRT TVs were made back in the day. And so according to this, they're either made out of part of a sphere or part of a cylinder. And yeah, sometimes a simple solution is the best. And looking a bit into the history of it, screens got flatter and flatter over time. So if we look at these really old screens here, they're very round. You can see that that's very much made out of a sphere. And then you get a, to the 70s or 80s, and they're a little bit flatter. And then you get to the 90s, early 2000s, and they're quite flat until eventually they were completely flat. And the problem of a tube telly had been solved. So very interesting history lesson that I went through, bit of a deep dive. So that solution turns out is probably the best one. So we'll crack into Plasticity. And just quickly before we get into it, don't forget that Ngon Pro plugin for Blender for optimizing all your hard surface meshes is available. It's recently been updated. There's also the screw kit bash for Plasticity on GUMROAD, as well as the hard surface Matcaps pack. So check them all out. And if you buy them on GUMROAD, you can buy all three as a bundle as well at a discounted price. And let's get into it. I've got a sphere here and a cylinder. Now, I don't know if you know what the aspect ratio, so most of you watching my channel are roughly my age, so you probably do know, but it's 4x3. So we go 40 centimeters by 30 centimeters, and we got a 4x3. We'll just duplicate this once. Okay, coming across here. Now it's very hot here in Melbourne, Australia. So if you remember, we said that the older the TV, the tubier they are, or the more spherical they are. So you can, within the context of what TV you're trying to make, so we'll just bring this across here. Okay, and we'll probably bring it out a bit. We'll just get rid of that one for now. Duplicate this one across on the X. Okay, so depending on the era of the TV that you're trying to make, you would make the circle smaller to make the older TVs, okay, and get a bulgier. So maybe we can do a couple, and then if we go into these more modern TVs, you would make the circle bigger. We're going to make 3 examples. Okay, very old TV, number 1. So we just shift I and imprint that onto there. Actually, we could probably even make that circle even smaller to really emphasize the bulge. So shift I know it's not centered, but this is just an example tutorial, and we've got this super bulgy screen here. Get rid of our curve, and on this one we'll go and make this a bit bigger. Shift I, and we can get rid of that. And I know that I would center these, and then on this I would imagine they were made out of reasonably large tubes, so we can maybe make this even bigger. I don't actually know the actual dimensions of did that work? No, it did not. Shift I vector. Okay, and we'll get rid of all of those. Get rid of that. Okay, now let's bring these all together. So we've got our different bulges. Now let's test out our reflectivity. And like I said, I think the simplest solution is the best one. Fantastic. So that is, you know, short of making flat screen TVs. I think I did a little thing on how to make a curved monitor a little while ago, using curves. So I think I've covered pretty much all of the types of monitor screens that I can think of for now. It's very hot here. As such, I've made something in Plasticity. You'll see it on your screen now, and I've got a tutorial in the works that'll be more making like a game prop start to finish. This was actually inspired by something out of GTA 5. So if you've been to Lester's sweatshop or one of the barber shops, these fans are, you know, scattered about the world. So that'll be coming soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, sub, comment, and if you've got any more bulge ideas, let me know, because I want to hear about all your bulges. Choose.